Hey, what's going on, gang? Today's video is going to be a continuation of my music reviews as I continue to review music that was released in late 2022. And in today's video, I'll be diving into Westside Gunn's latest album release. Alvin Worthy, aka Westside Gunn, is a rapper from Buffalo, New York. He's also the founder and head of his independent label, Griselda Records. He returns with the 10th and final installment in his Hitler Wears Hermes series, simply titled 10. The controversial title for the series is a nod to The Devil Wears Prada, presumably not the band, but I don't know that for sure. This project is meant to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the ongoing mixtape series, with the first entry having been released back in 2012. Since then, the mixtapes have become an annual tradition for Gunn, as they were released annually, usually in the fall around October. Westside Gunn has a vast discography, and to my knowledge, the Hitler Wears Hermes series is his longest running series up to date. Leading up to 10, he's released 4 studio albums, a dozen mixtapes, several EPs, and collaborative mixtapes as well. He's an artist in every sense of the word and is constantly creating something. His ability to curate strong and cohesive listening experiences is actually quite impressive, and this album certainly closes the HWH series on a high note. Westside Gunn first hit my radar with the release of Kanye's album Donda. Gunn was featured on one of the tracks from that album, and it was his unique sound that caught my attention and stuck with me. Afterwards, I dove into his own discography, and I was soon enamored with what I found. With all that being said, 10 is a total of 12 tracks, sitting just under 50 minutes in runtime. And as always, I'll be offering my thoughts and highlights, chronologically, track by track, naturally starting with the first, entitled Intro, featuring A.A. Rashid. The instrumental consists of a soulful sample. It's laid back in terms of tempo. There's little manipulation that I can identify apart from the notable chops in the sampling. We can hear vocals, saxophone, plucked strings, and very minimal percussive elements. The beat here is produced by none other than the legendary producer, RZA. Rashid's vocal delivery flows like his trademark style of spoken word. Rashid has made appearances in previous installments of the HWH series, so his inclusion on this project is very appropriate, almost obligatory. Thematically, the intro is a thought-provoking call to action, as we hear Rashid say, "I hope that we divorce ourselves from this concept that by being unique is anything but you trying to draw a distinction from yourself from what is great." Towards the end of his verse, he continues, "I want you to exercise the task of feeling enlightened and use what you perceive and what you are discerning as a guide for you to improve the quality of your life." He goes on to say, "You can use this sound to take control of the circumstances surrounding your existence." I like the overall feel of the intro, and it mirrors the intros heard in previous mixtapes in the HWH series. It keeps that stylistic sense of continuity going, which I definitely do appreciate. Track 2 is entitled Flygod Jr. featuring Doe Boy and DJ Drama. Gunn's own son, going by the name Flygod Jr., produced the instrumental, and I've got to give him his flowers because he did a great job. The main sample featured here feels devious with its imposing tonality in the bass line. The approach to the percussion is unique when compared to most of Gunn's songs. We've got a trap-infused sound here with short snares, syncopated kicks, and stuttering hi-hats. It's an interesting shift in style, definitely one that I was not expecting. And as far as vocal performances go, I'd say both vocalists provide a good contrast for each other. Their flows are distinct and each performance works with the instrumental. Thematically, the vocalists keep it simple as they touch on themes of wealth and extravagant fashion choices, and rap about guns and the lifestyle that comes with all of that. Track 3 is entitled Super Kick Party. The instrumental features boom-bap drums and a catchy vocal sample. I can also hear horns and strings in the sampling. At the end of the song, we can hear the sampled snippet of a hip-hop classic by 2 legendary duos from Virginia. The song in question is Grindin' by the Clips and the Neptunes. It's possible some viewers may be too young to know about that, and that's going to be my one old head moment for this review. If you don't know, please go get hip and do your research. Lyrically, the song features one long verse, I enjoy the ways in which Gunn is able to weave together different rhyme schemes while following a consistent cadence and delivery throughout his performance. It gives me the impression it was all recorded in one take. It sounds so fluid, and it feels a lot like a freestyle. Also, a notable fun fact, the song title is a nod to the AEW pro wrestling tag team duo, the Young Bucks. Their entrance music shares the same song title, and their wrestling style is high energy, packed with plenty of super kicks. Gunn is a massive pro wrestling fan, and he consistently makes references to the AEW franchise and other legendary wrestlers throughout his music. I really love that. I'm a big fan of wrestling myself. I mean, I got a song called Tombstone Piledriver, so Westside Gunn just gets it. Track 4 is entitled Shootouts in Soho, featuring A$AP Rocky and Stove God Cooks. This is a laid-back tune. It's got a cool cruising type of energy to it. It's definitely a personal favorite. The main sample feels wavy. It features a prominent keyboard playing some mesmerizing chords. The tonality is otherworldly and colorful, and I'm pretty sure there's a theremin that sneaks in there at certain points. Basically, I'm trying to say that the instrumental has a unique sound to it. It almost sounds ghostly in its execution. The percussion features calm boom bap, and I love how clean the sampling is here. There's not much happening in the instrumental outside of that, and I do respect Denny LaFleur's ability to create such a sublime sound with such simplicity. Lyrically, there's plenty of wordplay to enjoy here. All three vocalists come together to create a good experience, with Gunn opening up the song with his verse, followed by Rocky and Stove God. Their verses make plenty of references to a life of selling drugs, with each vocalist highlighting different aspects of the lifestyle. We hear references to fashion, the social elements, and of course the hardships that do come with it. Their flows and style complement each other very well, and overall it is a great song. Track 5 is entitled Peppas, featuring Black Star. The foundation for the instrumental is the sped-up soul sample we can hear, with minimal percussion added for a simple groove. We can hear a blend of steady kicks and hi-hats, and occasional snare fills. I enjoy the way the sample is laid down on the song. It provides enough melodic elements that it helps keep the song moving along. Legendary Brooklyn artists Yazin Bey and Talib Kweli, aka Black Star, join forces to provide two solid verses for the song. The chemistry here is off the charts. It's nuts. All three vocalists slide on the beat, bringing distinct flows and rhyme schemes that sound perfect in context. I would quote my favorite bars, but that simply wouldn't do the song justice. You just have to go listen to it, trust me. The pacing is also strong. The song flows in a most fluid manner. It just sounds great. Track 6 is entitled Nigo Louie, featuring Westside Pootie. The main sample featured here is very smooth. It's calm and slows the album down just for a moment. We can hear a blend of keys, guitar, bass guitar, strings, and vocal elements. It's a beautiful sound with a slower tempo, and it plays out kind of like an interlude. Gunn's daughter Pootie hops on the track to fire some shots at his haters. It's a good verse, all things considered, and I'd say it was a good addition to the song. Gunn follows up with a more fleshed-out verse. He speaks of his own wealth and describes various experiences to paint a vivid picture to depict his lifestyle. His flow is more laid back, which suits the instrumental. My favorite bars appear at the very end as Gunn raps, "Bitches know me, you could smell the baccarat, living large, tasteless, got your house just on my right arm. If I ain't God, this is the closest you ever saw." And with that enough said, it's a real mic drop moment. Track 7 is entitled BDP, featuring Streetz and Stove God Cooks. The main sample here features vocalizations and humming, with some light boom-bap percussion. After the second verse, there's a brief sampling of Montel Jordan's classic single, This Is How We Do It. This threw me off the first time I listened to the album, but I love the way the sample is implemented here. It's very brief and it does help with the song's pacing, and it also ties directly into the song's narrative, specifically in Gunn's verse, as he leads into that sample. It shifts the energy drastically for a moment before returning to the song's main sound. The sample serves as a way to further immerse the listener into the story of the song. Streetz opens up with his verse, followed by Gunn and Stove God. Streetz brings a smooth flow to the song. It's like butter. He slid on his verse and sets the tone for the following verses. Gunn and Stove God put their best foot forward as they keep the energy going. I enjoy their wordplay and approach to their rhyme schemes. In the narrative of the song, all three vocalists play the role of braggadocious drug dealers as they depict scenes of violence and luxury. It makes for an interesting blend of scenes and experiences. I'd say all three vocalists have strong chemistry together, and I would be interested in hearing them on a song together again sometime in the future. Track 8 is entitled Science Class, featuring Busta Rhymes, Raekwon, Ghostface Killah, and Flygod Jr. The main sample here is bright, soulful with its light keyboard melodies, simple walking bass line, and light boom bap percussion. All of the vocal performances here are absolutely solid work, and I have to say the chemistry is at a high point. Busta Rhymes kicks off the song with his verse, bringing a slower cadence to the song than what most listeners may be expecting. Raekwon and Ghostface follow afterwards, matching the energy very well. I really enjoyed all of the performances here. They're on par with my expectations from each vocalist. The chemistry is strong, everyone sounds like they were at home on this instrumental, and it's a very cohesive track. Lyrically, they allude to a life of selling drugs and highlight the concept of betrayal. Each vocalist speaks about the core theme in different ways in their own verses. I like that each artist brought something new to this song. I think Busta Rhymes had a strong opening for setting the tone. At the end of his verse, Busta raps, 20 years of friendship, but now I'm so shameful. I co-signed the weakest link when I threw on the cable. Come clean, we're putting the truth on the table. I leave you all to refer to the story of Cain and Abel. It's a strong moment as the rest of the verses continue to expand on that growing narrative, as each vocalist offers their own perspective on their experiences with betrayal. Track 9 is entitled God is Love, featuring Estee, Nack, and Flygod Jr. This track is divided into two main sections. The first section features a sped-up sample, as we can hear strings and vocals with minimal piano in the background. Estee, Nack, and Flygod rap in this section, and I'd say they provide a strong vocal contrast for each other. Nack brings an energetic delivery as he raps with a flow that almost feels like it's stumbling along. He's basically yelling at some points, and I understand it's a stylistic choice. I'd say it works for him. Flygod follows up, calming the energy down with his laid-back delivery and cadence, and both vocalists describe experiences with selling drugs and fighting for survival. Together they paint vivid pictures for the listener as they move from one scene to the next. And Keisha Plum, another vocalist, closes out this section of the song as she delivers a brief verse in her trademark spoken word style. She has played a part in every Hitler Wears Hermes mixtape thus far, so her inclusion here is integral to the continuity of Gunn's artistry. Halfway through, the sample switches up as we enter part 2. I enjoy the way the audio is literally a recording of someone freestyling in a car. The beat also notably switches to a trap-infused sound. While not credited on the song title, the vocals here are provided by Eastside Flip. His flows are so smooth, it's easily my favorite part of the song. He speaks about his experiences with crime and discusses his values. In many ways, the verse serves as a way to differentiate between the real ones and the fake. Track 10 is entitled Switches on Everything, featuring Run the Jewels and Flygod Jr. The main sample features tons of horns, minimal percussion, and subtle guitar. I also love the subtle low bass rumble. You can certainly feel it, and it does sound lovely. Gunn handles the chorus of the song as he brings plenty of energy to his delivery. There's pitched elements to his vocals, but he's definitely not singing. It's a simple and effective refrain, as it provides a break for the listener between verses. The legendary hip-hop duo Run the Jewels hops on the track as LP and Killer Mike open it up with their verses. Both vocalists bring a pensive mood to the song as they reflect on their own experiences when they were coming up. Now that they're successful and way past the point of being established in their craft and careers, they discuss what it's like to look back at how life used to be. Flygod closes the song out as he shares similar experiences of life in the hood. Flygod delivers my favorite bars towards the end as he raps, I seen them snatch his soul, then lift his mask, then take a picture. They do it all in front of the net like they turned the block boys. Wanted the whole hood to be rich, we really had block goals. We really prayed for a brick, we really had blocked goals. 20 later, we on a million, I think I'm Wallow. I think I'm killing him softly, I got a hill of money like Lauren. Track 11 is entitled Mac Don't Stop. This song features a unique instrumental. I love the blend of the serene sample and the usage of synths. The sample features soft horns, strings, and light percussion. It's smooth like a lounge tune. The synths, however, provide a stark contrast with those bleeps and chirps. They're sustained tones that sound alien when juxtaposed with the smooth sample. The timbre of the synths remind me of those cheap RC police cars that I used to get for Christmas from my uncle as a kid. God bless his heart, thank you. It's not clear who Gunn is speaking to with this song. However, he briefly takes a moment to describe his loyalty and makes it clear to the listener he's willing to ride and help where he can. In the first verse, he raps, "If you want his brains out his head, just say the word. You just got sent up north, you live and learn. Hit me when he got shot and said it burnt. I seen it on FaceTime. Get your get back, don't waste time. I love you like you one of my sons. Make sure you're wearing gloves when you load them drums. Make sure you wipe the prints before you toss that shit." And lastly, track 12 is entitled Red Death, featuring DJ Drama, Benny the Butcher, Stove God Cooks, Rome Streetz, Armani Caesar, Jay Worthy, Conway the Machine, and Robby Takac. This project builds up to this massive conclusion, a monster track sitting just over 10 minutes. There's plenty to dive into. The song title is a reference to the AEW wrestler Red Death Daniel Garcia, and he's also a Buffalo native. In an interview with Anthony Fantano, Gunn explained, "Shout out to Daniel Garcia. I performed and brought him out to the ring when he won the championship. That's my guy, man. Buffalo Kiss." Benny the Butcher opens up the song with his verse, and then Gunn and Stove God follow up with their own verses. After this, we hear the chorus for the first time. Takac performs the hook, which features sung vocalizations and there are no lyrics. His voice is very distorted, creating a crunchy timbre, which sounds interesting in the mix. Rome Streetz picks back up with his verse, followed by Armani Caesar. Jay Worthy and Conway the Machine wrap up the main section of the music in the song, with one chorus sprinkled in between their verses, and a final chorus continuing afterward. This then leads to the outro, which is my favorite part of the song. Here, DJ Drama performs an outro verse that acts as a beautiful summary for the song and album as a whole. We hear him say the following: "When we talk finales, you can compare us to all of them. We done lived it all. We the Godfathers, we the Avengers in the Infinity War. We came back to the future to be the Terminators of the Matrix. We the Lord of the Rings that hold the Hunger Games. See, no mission is impossible when you're this fast and furious. They die hard when we show them the final destination. It's been a pleasure." It's clear that all of the vocalists featured on the song were having a good time, as each brought their best bars to the table to deliver a huge closing track. The chemistry is tight, and the pacing is executed surprisingly well for a song this long. And overall, this was a very solid album. Each song hits you with something new, while retaining a cohesive style that works well from a holistic perspective. Westside Gunn brings his unique flair to the project, while inviting talented vocalists to hop on board. Some of the best MCs to ever hit the rap game make appearances here, and it is incredible. The result is a great project that any hip-hop head will enjoy. However, if you do not enjoy boom bap, this may not be the mixtape and album for you. Westside Gunn stays true to his style, and despite featuring brief trap-infused moments, boom bap is what resides at the heart of this project. And on that note, I have to give my kudos to all of the producers that worked on the album. There's legends all over this thing. I mean, we've got folks like RZA, Swizz Beatz, Pete Rock, and The Alchemist. Conductor Williams, who's from the Griselda crew, also provides some beautiful beats for the album. All that to say, this album is truly a gift for hip-hop fans. It's nostalgic at moments, I would argue nostalgic almost all over the thing, and seamlessly blends various different ideas and sounds to present the listener with a strong experience. Westside Gunn prides himself in being able to play the role of a curator, possessing the unique ability to make the wildest collaborations happen and pull it off. That is not easy. In many ways, he's a super producer and absolutely deserves his flowers. He's simply built differently. He delivers in every way for the final installment in the Hitler Wears Hermes series, and I've got to say it's one of the best hip-hop albums I've heard in a minute. With such a prolific career and extensive discography, I'm interested in seeing where Westside Gunn goes next with his creativity. I've got so much respect for the guy. He's a creative powerhouse, and I'm excited to see what he creates next. And if you've sat here and you've listened to me talk about Westside Gunn and his latest release, Hitler Wears Hermes 10, thank you so much. No one asked you to click on this video, so if you've watched up until this point, I really do appreciate you taking the time to do that. And if you are listening to new music or you create music or some kind of art and you really want to share that with somebody, you can certainly send that my way. And if you'd like my feedback, constructive criticism, all that good stuff, just let me know and I'd be super happy to provide that to you as well. And I hope that you're having a very wonderful day. Make sure to stay hydrated. Keep yourself safe out there. Take care. Peace.